Welcome to our neighborhood. NC State's new defensive coordinator and linebackers coach, DJ Eliot. That's one L and one T. This is your first opportunity to coach in the state of North Carolina. You've been all over the place. I had to write them down, and I'm sure I'm missing one. Texas State, Tulsa, Rice, Florida State, Kentucky, Colorado, Kansas, Temple. You were at Baylor last year with the Philadelphia Eagles before that. How unique of an opportunity is it to come to the home of the red and white and coach at NC State?
Oh, it's tremendous. You know, such a consistent winner. It's one that has a head coach that is respected all across the country. Great staff, great players. I'm fired up.
One of the things I was really interested in, you played the position that you're going to coach, linebacker. Played for Wyoming in the late 90s. Was that back in the day of the big shoulder pads and neck rolls?
I definitely had a cowboy collar. I definitely was wearing high tops, taking on a lot of ISOs. It was a different game.
Different game. Where did the big pads go? Nobody has big pads anymore.
I know, they're all small now. I think we cared more about looks back then,
Absolutely.
And they care more about moving around now.
That's exactly right. What type of mentality does a linebacker need? The position that you played, the position that you coach. Yes, it's the physical part, but there's a mentality to being.
Linebacker play is hard in theory and easy in application, okay? And what that means is that there's so much that they have to think about, right? That the theory is really hard, okay? But then when they go to react, it's really natural. It comes down to natural instincts. So they have so much they have to communicate to the front, to the secondary. They have so much that they have to communicate to each other, so much they have to see pre-snap, that it's really a mental game in a lot of ways. And then once the play develops, their natural instincts kick in.
What have you been able to do here in the first few months? I know with new rules now you can get some work with the guys. How has that helped you get to know them and them get to know you?
It's been great because, you know, coaches and players connect through fundamentals. So when a player can see that you can make him better and he's willing to spend the time with you and you have the time with him, and then that growth happens, then the two of you connect. So it's a big connection piece between a player and a coach.
What do you plan to implement here at NC State without giving away the playbook?
We're going to be multiple.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to get in multiple fronts. We're going to run multiple coverages, and we'll run some man, we'll run some zone, and we'll pressure. So it's going to be a defense that we concentrate on being multiple for an offense, but simple for the players.
You've been at so many places. The 1 year you spent in the NFL as a linebacker coach with the Eagles, what did that do for your coaching career as far as getting to coach in the best league in the world?
I grew exponentially as a coach in that year in the NFL. And then on top of that, the players that you coach are the best in the world. You have an opportunity to work with players that are extremely talented, but what you'll find is that they're extremely serious too. Right? And they take the game very serious. And it's their career. And so that type of job makes you a better coach because the guys that you're coaching, okay, are looking at you to help develop them for their career, like, you know, for their paycheck, the way that they feed their families. And so you grow tremendously when you coach in the NFL.
Last year you were an analyst at Baylor. What does an analyst do?
So Dave Aranda, who's the head coach of Baylor, called me and said, hey, will you consult for me on the coordinating of the defense? So Coach Aranda is the only head coach in college football that also calls the defense. So it was a great opportunity for me because I would game plan every week. I would present my game plan to him, and then he would use the game plan ideas that he liked.
You've also been on the staff at Florida State, so you've been on the other sideline.
That's right.
At Carter Finley Stadium. What is that like, and how important is a home field advantage that is at Carter Finley Stadium?
So when I was at Florida State, we were really, really good, and we came up here twice and lost. We lost to Russell Wilson once, right? And then we lost to Mike Glennon once, right? And in both of those games, the environment here was rocking. I mean, the stadium was electric, and it was very tough for us to play in.
All right, I got a couple of get-to-know-you questions. So what do you like to do away from football?
Well, I've got 4 kids, so a lot of my time is spent with them, and 3 of them are girls. So sometimes it's shopping, and sometimes it's watching Hallmark movies or whatever. But with my son, we love to fly fish, right? We love to go to sporting events. We may go to a baseball game or a basketball game, anything that we can do just to be together.
What's your favorite food, and can you cook?
So I can't cook.
Okay.
I will get on the grill and try to be a grill master every now and then.
That qualifies.
That qualifies. Okay. So I would say just grilling a steak.
Yeah.
If I just had a good ribeye, with the right seasoning, cooked to perfection, then I'm a happy man.
Music, what do you like?
I'm a country guy. Yeah, and there's a lot of good country music singers here from North Carolina.
Right.
So I know there's some good venues here, and I look forward to getting to them.
If you could go to any concert and hear any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
Dead or alive. Now that's a good one. I would still have a hard time. Any Kenny Chesney concert, that is hard to turn down. I mean, he's got so many songs. Most of them are fun-loving, right? Most of them put you in a great mood. I think that's a pretty cool experience.
No shoes, no shirt, no problem.
That's right.
It could be, though.
Exactly.
Final question, what is the best thing about football?
I think the best thing about football is it's the ultimate team game. There's a lot of other sports out there that individualism can be more effective in winning, but not in football. Not in football. One great player won't win you games, right? You have to have 11 guys on offense and you have to have 11 guys on defense. You can't just get 2 or 3 good players and go on to the NCAA tournament like you can sometimes in basketball. So it's really the ultimate team game.
Coach Eliot, so glad to have you at NC State.
Hey, same. Glad to be here.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.